I'm sorry, Yuri. I prefer someone who's successful at work. You know, for the future. I'd like to poach Yuri Matsuda.
Is it possible that being surrounded by people only amplifies the feeling of loneliness? If you're completely alone, feeling lonely is natural. It makes perfect sense. Good morning. I'm Yuri Matsuda. I gave a half-hearted greeting and quickly sat at my desk. I'm 28 years old, working in the sales planning department. I only get a few obligatory replies to my greetings. Since I do the same, I can't really complain. Good morning. Hey, listen to this. Actually, today. Oh, that's terrible. I hear the empty polite exchanges echoing around me. But still, the fact that they're actually having a conversation makes it much more substantial than my simple greeting. It's lively again today. And that liveliness only makes me feel more isolated, cruelly so. You see, I'm completely isolated in this company. I belong to a department, but I don't belong to the community. Whoops, my bad. No, it's fine. He definitely did that on purpose. Leaving behind a waft of a woman's perfume that's all too familiar to my memory, that's Ryuma Ide. He's the top performer in the sales department, and rumor has it he's the managing director's nephew. People around here say he's highly capable, proving he has the skills to back up his strong connections. But to me, he's just a nasty coworker who's strangely hostile towards me. If you ask me what I ever did to him, honestly, I have absolutely no idea. Don't get cocky. I'm really not. At first, I didn't care. But unfortunately, being targeted by the well-connected top performer meant that the other employees started avoiding me too. As a result, I ended up completely isolated at work. And to make matters worse...
I'm sorry, Yuri. I prefer someone who's successful at work. You know, for the future.
Well, that's how it is. A week ago, even my girlfriend from outside the company, Ayane Maebashi, fell prey to him. I knew he hated me, but I was shocked that he went out of his way to approach my girlfriend outside of work. You don't need a girlfriend anyway. So, the reason he reeks of that familiar woman's perfume every day is because of all this. Does he purposely come near me every morning just to harass me and make me smell my ex-girlfriend's perfume? To me, he's a guy with an absolutely rotten personality, but he's so charming to everyone else. And people trust him much more than they trust me, the quiet, gloomy guy. Still, quitting now would feel like playing right into his hands. I'd hate for him to think I ran away, so I've kept working here. But this loneliness and awkwardness, maybe it's finally time to throw in the towel. I have feelings too. I was honestly starting to consider changing jobs, but then...
I'd like to poach Yuri Matsuda. Huh? What?
During the networking time at a company party attended by many clients, a beautiful woman declared this in front of everyone. She's Kaori Takamine, the beautiful secretary working for one of her partner trading companies. Wait a minute, Kaori. What are you saying all of a sudden?
Is that a problem?
No, not at all. If you've taken a liking to one of our employees, please, by all means, take him to your company.
Wait, Uncle, Managing Director. Why does it have to be Matsuda?
He was specifically requested by a client. There's no reason to hesitate.
The Managing Director probably figured that doing them a favor here would help them build an even stronger business relationship.
Thank you. But his own feelings are my top priority.
Saying that, Kaori looked straight at me. I could feel a strong urge for an answer, mingle with the gentleness to put me at ease. At today's party, they celebrated the successful launch of a project I have been involved in. I have no regrets left in this company. I have no attachments, and there's no one here to stop me from leaving. I've been working here since I graduated, and I'm 28 this year. If I owed them anything, I've surely paid it back by now. If you need me, then please let me consider it positively.
Yes, well then. I'll see you tomorrow to discuss the details.
Feeling as shocked as a protagonist who got hit by a truck and reincarnated into another world. My lonely corporate life began to change drastically from that day forward.
How are you holding up, Yuri?
At my new workplace, I looked up as she called out to me. My heart felt much lighter than before. I'm doing great, thanks to you. Thank you for placing me in a department that considers my past experience.
Don't mention it. I poached you because I value your skills, So it only makes sense for you to utilize your experience, right?
Kaori smiled elegantly as she said that. I still can't believe she actually declared she was poaching me at that party. But since then, I didn't hesitate to resign. The managing director looked extremely pleased too. On the other hand, Ryuma looked incredibly frustrated.
Listen up, don't get cocky, just because you got poached. Kaori only took pity on you because she saw how useless you were at her company.
He was obviously bitter about it. I don't really think of it as a victory, but honestly, it felt just a little bit satisfying.
But I'm glad. If our company is a good fit for you, that's all that matters.
Ever since I changed jobs, Kaori has been looking out for me a lot. She even invites me out for drinks after work like this. Maybe it's because she feels responsible for poaching me. And what surprised me the most is this smile. I always thought she was just a cool career-driven woman. I should be the one saying that. I never in my wildest dreams thought you would poach me, Kaori.
Really? You should at least dream a little, Yuri. Of course, I got the green light from the higher-ups before doing it.
A dream, huh? It feels more like I reincarnated. I'm surrounded by kind and highly capable seniors. Just that alone makes my world so much brighter. I really realized just how lonely I had been. Now that I've experienced this new environment, I can never survive going back to the old one.
I see. I actually wish I could work with you more directly. I'm a bit jealous.
Kaori playfully pouted her lips. Her expression made me blink in surprise, but only for a moment. I can't take it anymore. The gap in your personality is just too much.
Is that a compliment?
It's a compliment, I said, wiping away a tear from the corner of my eye. When was the last time I laughed this hard?
Honestly, you're making this difficult.
I didn't even hear her faint whisper. Maybe it was the alcohol, but I was just having too much fun. Good morning! When I entered the office and greeted everyone, my coworkers and seniors immediately turned to me, as if they'd been waiting for me. There's someone who calls me Matsudachi, and shows me pictures of their son every morning. Someone who leaves recommended snacks on my desk every day, and people who rely on me for work. My mornings are completely different from back then. No matter how many times I rub my eyes, everything is bright and dazzling.
Good morning. You must be Yuri Matsuda, the one who joined us recently.
Then, that day, an unbelievably handsome man appeared. It was my first time meeting him, but his overwhelming aura made me instinctively straighten my posture. He's Jin Kagura, the executive officer of the development division. Since I used to be a client, I already knew of him from seeing his photo on the company website. Good morning, my name is Yuri Matsuda.
Sorry for the late introduction. I've been on continuous business trips. I just came back for the first time in months. I only received the report about you yesterday. Apparently, she forgot to report it.
Please excuse my oversight.
Kaori forgot to report something? No way! My coworkers' inner thoughts were so loud, I could practically hear them. It was that unbelievable. After all, she's undeniably Mr. Kagura's highly capable secretary. She's the kind of person who could say, I never make mistakes, and no one would question it.
With all due respect, you rarely ever come into the office these days, so I deemed the report unnecessary.
What's wrong? Are you in a bad mood?
Not at all. Thank you for your hard work on your business trips, dumping all your work on me for the past few months.
You're awfully prickly today. I even bought you souvenirs, you know.
Never mind that, just please do your work. There's a mountain of it waiting on your desk.
Haha, you're so strict.
They look so good together like a perfect beautiful couple, yet they bicker so much. Apparently, they're the famous duo of this company.
Sorry for the scene this morning, Yuri.
While Mr. Kagura was handing out souvenirs to the employees, Kaori quietly came over and whispered to me. Not at all. I was just surprised by how fun and approachable he is. Standing next to you, the two of you have this aura.
Oh, you've got it wrong.
Huh?
There's nothing going on between me and Mr. Kagura. Our relationship is strictly professional.
Oh, I see. I did think you two looked great together. And if someone told me you were an item, I'd probably believe it.
There's nothing. Honestly, if we didn't work together, I'd probably hate him.
Kaori shut it down flatly. She must have been misunderstood so many times to deny it this desperately. When you say it like that, it almost sounds like you're just hiding your embarrassment.
What?
I'm just kidding. If you say so, I believe you.
Jeez, you're so mean.
She looked so adorable, desperately trying to make excuses, that I couldn't help but laugh. Then, Mr. Kagura, who had apparently been watching us, placed a hand on his chin with a thoughtful look.
Wow, Yuri, your smile is really cute.
Kaori? What are you doing all of a sudden?
I figured this was the only way to surprise him.
Why do you even need to surprise him? Just come out of there already.
Is that your strategy, Kaori?
Shut up, Mr. Kagura. Don't you lay a finger on him.
Come on, Yuri, hurry. She pleaded with a straight face. Bewildered, I helped pull her out of the planner. 3 days later, Mr. Kagura, who's staying in Japan for a while, actually invited me out for drinks, but...
Kaori, I thought you didn't want anything to do with me outside of work.
For some reason, Kaori tagged along. Mr. Kagura hadn't planned for it either, and he ruthlessly pointed it out.
This is part of my job, too.
I don't recall giving you that order.
Waiting for orders isn't the only part of my job.
You two really get along well, don't you?
Not at all.
Could you guys stop throwing sparks across me? They haven't made eye contact once. It's so obvious they only tolerate each other for the sake of work.
It seems you joined us while I was out of Japan. How do you like our company?
It's a wonderful environment to work in. All the employees are so kind. Thank you so much for poaching me.
Not at all. Though, it wasn't my decision to poach you. It was Kaori and the HR department's doing. By the time I received the report, you had already joined us, so I was completely in the dark.
I learned that for the past year, Mr. Kagura has been flying back and forth overseas, leaving all the domestic operations entirely in Kaori's hands.
But, as expected of Kaori, to poach a talent like you, Yuri...
Mr. Kagura, aren't you a bit too close?
This is exactly why I didn't want to report it. My analysis showed there was a 100% chance you'd take a liking to Yuri.
Analysis?
Yes. I've compiled data on Jin Kagura in this notebook, including things that aren't public, even all his weaknesses.
Is that a death note?
That's so mean. I don't have any weaknesses.
Ugh, that's what I hate about you. Ugh, that's why I wanted to skip the report and just let Yuri blend in as a regular employee. You caught on just by looking at me and came all the way back to Japan. You're so sharp it's annoying. Ugh, I just want to poke your eyes out.
Yuri, it seems she knew I'd absolutely like you, so she was scheming behind the scenes to poach you without me finding out. It's hilarious, really. She should know I'd find out eventually.
Ugh.
So, it wasn't an oversight. She intentionally kept the report from him.
Well, her analysis is spot on. I'm completely fascinated by you, Yuri. I've taken a real liking to you.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Don't misunderstand. I didn't just poach Yuri out of personal interest.
I know that very well. Yuri is an excellent talent.
Despite everything, they're completely on the same page when it comes to work. That must be why they're known as the ultimate duo, even if they don't get along. I wonder what's actually written in that notebook. That night, I lost sleep over what could possibly be inside that black notebook. And so, the days passed peacefully. About 2 months after I changed jobs, an unpleasant presence quietly started lurking around us.
Kaori, thank you for making time for me today.
That evening, sitting at a high-end Japanese restaurant was the man who despised me, Ryuma Ide, and Kaori.
What is this regarding today? You said it was a business matter.
Well, that's the main topic. But since we get to have dinner together, why don't we chat about something more fun?
In stark contrast to Ryuma, who was smiling happily, Kaori remained completely in work mode.
No, I'm not here for idle chatter.
You really don't cut corners when it comes to work, do you? I think that's a wonderful trait of yours. So, moving on to the main topic, please let me join your company's project. You poached Matsuda from us, but surely he isn't capable enough for the job.
What exactly do you mean by that?
Think about it. On that day, I was the one praised on stage for the success of that project. Not to brag, but I'm known as the top performer in that company, and that party was proof enough of my abilities. Yet, for some reason, you poached Mitsuda. Honestly, I believe you made an error in judgment.
I see. You simply couldn't understand why I chose Yuri instead of you.
Exactly. He was isolated at our company, and never achieved any significant results. If anyone can be of use to your company, surely it's me.
Yes, just as he said. At that party, Ryuma was awarded as the head of sales for the project's success. Everyone praised him without hesitation as the top performer. Everyone except me. Honestly, he really just takes all the credit, doesn't he? I was the one handling the actual work for that project. I was confident I understood it far better than he did. But the people who get public recognition are often predetermined. He was in the spotlight, and I was behind the scenes. Deep down, I felt a lingering sense of resignation and emptiness.
Good work out there, Yuri. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Kaori, yes, what is it? That day, Kaori attended the party as one of her clients. During the networking time after Ryuma's presentation, she came up and asked me about the materials and the design details.
Just as I thought, you're amazing, Yuri. My eyes didn't deceive me.
Right after that, she announced in front of everyone that she wanted to poach me.
During your presentation, you said something, didn't you? The various teams worked closely together to proceed. That probably wasn't a lie, but the way you phrased it made it sound entirely like your own initiative. In a company, there are times when individual efforts come together to achieve a major goal. But the unsung heroes behind that grand achievement aren't always evaluated equally.
Well, what are you trying to say?
We didn't want you, the head of sales, who took all the glorious praise. We wanted Yuri, the person who planned the project from scratch and handled all the practical execution.
What?
I appreciate your interest, but Yuri is already leading the project. Therefore, when it comes to this matter, you are the one who is not capable enough.
No, I can do way better than Matsuda. I'm the one who's highly evaluated.
That's only within your company. I have no intention of questioning your company's evaluation standards, but we don't want someone who says they can do it. We want the person who is actually doing it. It doesn't matter if you're the top performer at another company. That rule remains the same.
With a quick excuse me, Kaori stood up from her seat. Ryuma tried to go after her, but just stopped and clenched his fists instead.
Looks like there was no need for us to step in.
Meanwhile, Mr. Kagura and I were listening to their entire conversation from the private room right next door. Mr. Kagura invited me to dinner after work and brought me to this incredibly high-end restaurant, only for me to find out that the conversation between those two was happening right next to us. Did you know about this?
Well, I did get a report that she was meeting with someone from another company for business. And at the same time, I had her reporting everything concerning you as well. Kaori deeply valued your skills and your way of thinking. She enjoyed talking business with you so much that she'd always find an excuse to talk to you whenever she visited your office. But then one day, Ide, was it? She was approached by him.
Huh?
That's when she heard that you were being isolated at the company. From then on, she started worrying about you even more. She felt like it was her fault that you ended up so isolated.
I see. Ryuma must have had feelings for Kaori. Stealing my ex-girlfriend Ayane was probably just him taking out his frustration on me. To think that Kaori actually knew I was isolated at work, and imagining how she must have felt when she found out the reason, my chest suddenly swelled with emotion.
Well then, I know this was supposed to be your special date, but could you go after her? I'm sure she'd want you to be there.
Mr. Kagura smiled gently. This man knew absolutely everything. He must have understood Kaori's unusual behavior, as well as the situation I was in, and brought me here today on purpose.
Excuse me.
As I ran after Kaori, Mr. Kagura walked into the next room to face the sulking Ryuma.
Who are you?
Nice to meet you. I couldn't attend your company's party the other day, so I left everything to my capable secretary.
Capable secretary? Do you mean Kaori? Then you must be...
Mr. Kagura simply smiled. The sheer pressure behind his smile sent shivers down Ruma's spine.
Actually, I have a dinner meeting with your managing director and others tomorrow. Apparently, they want to have a constructive discussion.
Managing director?
That's your proud uncle, isn't it? I have to admit, I've been dumping too much work on my secretary. So I reflected on it and decided to look into some things myself. Even if a subordinate is capable, working them to the bone isn't a good look.
Saying that, Mr. Kagura stepped into the room and sat smoothly in the seat Kaori had just left.
My secretary might be clumsy, but she's truly brilliant. She was really agonizing over the fact that she might be the reason Yuri was isolated.
Huh, how did you know?
The few of your employees, who have been keeping their heads down to avoid the wrath of the well-connected top performer, testified for me. Since the day he joined, you saw Yuri as a rival. Whenever he produced results, you showed blatantly hostility towards him. And the final straw was when you realized the woman you liked was interested in him. Out of jealousy, you ostracized him. I actually have quite a rough temper. Even if it's strictly business, I'm not the type to just hold back. Once I found out what you did, I completely lost the desire to do business with your company. Your uncle, the managing director, seemed really eager to see what kind of constructive talks we could have, but what a shame. Unlike Kaori and Yuri, I'm not a kind person. I'm actually really mad at you. I don't think I can forgive you for wiping that beautiful smile off Yuri's face.
I am incredibly sorry.
I get it. You were secretly in love with Yuri's smile too, weren't you? No way, he's mine.
Huh?
I see. So that's what it was. Makes perfect sense. Seeing his incredibly cute smile must have knocked open the door to boys' love for you.
No. Why would you think that? That's completely wrong.
But even so, acting out and destroying Yuri's smile is still an unforgivable crime. That's practically environment destruction. Because Yuri's smile has the power to save the world, and even the Earth itself would stop global warming just for his smile.
Meanwhile, completely unaware of what was happening, I ran out of the restaurant after Kaori, only to bump into someone completely unexpected.
Yuri!
Ayane? What are you doing here?
Ryuma has been totally ignoring me lately. I'd say since about 2 months ago. I thought he might be cheating, so I put a GPS tracker on him.
That was right around the time I was poached. I guess Ryuma had a change of heart too. I see. Well, I have to go now.
Wait!
I had no time to deal with Ayane. I ran towards Kaori before I lost sight of her. Kaori!
Oh, Yuri? What's wrong? What are you doing here?
I'm sorry. Mr. Kagura invited me to dinner, and I ended up hearing her conversation with Ryuma from the room next door.
Wait, you were with Mr. Kagura? Seriously, take your eyes off him for 1 second and he... Ahem. Anyway, I don't know how much you heard, but you have nothing to worry about. I poached you because I wanted your skills at our company. You're doing a fantastic job as the project leader right now, so there's absolutely no reason for you to... What does that mean? Project leader? But Ryuma told me you were completely useless at work.
Just then, Ayane frantically interrupted her conversation. I really just wanted her to go back to Ryuma already.
Useless at work? And who are you? Yuri is a highly talented individual we scouted specifically for our company. Scouted? No way. Ryuma told me he was so isolated he was on the verge of quitting. Yuri, it seems there was a tiny misunderstanding, so let's just talk.
Kaori, could you listen to what I have to say?
What?
Kaori, Mr. Kagura told me that you knew I was isolated at work, and that you were worried about me.
He even told you that? That man really can't keep his mouth shut.
I'm glad I found out. Realizing all the kindness you've shown me up until now is making it seep right into my heart all over again. Thinking about how she must have been watching over me all this time, I couldn't hide my feelings anymore. So that's how it is. Ayane, no matter what you say to me, I have nothing to say to you. Please go home.
No way! It was all a misunderstanding! I just wanted you to...
If you want someone who's successful at work, there are plenty of replacements out there. Go find one of them. Because I want to make Kaori happy. She's the one who chose me. When I clearly declared that, Mr. Kagura emerged from the restaurant, waving his hand with a big smile, followed by Ryuma, who looked completely drained of life. Now, a little about the aftermath. As for Ryuma Ide, he got an earful from his uncle, the managing director.
What on earth have you done? Practically begging them to poach you. Have you no shame? Thanks to your insolence, do you know how much of a lecture we got from them? I will be heavily reviewing your evaluation.
No way! My evaluation was completely fair! Uncle, wait!
It seems the atmosphere was far from the constructive talks the managing director had hoped for. Clinging desperately to his connections, the pathetic Ryuma naturally lost all respect from his peers. Furthermore, the other employees who simply blindly followed authority without real skills also began dropping in their evaluations. And as for Ayane, who dumped me for Ryuma, naturally, they broke up.
I said I wanted a successful man, but I never asked for some creepy old guy.
Because she was so obsessed with finding a successful man on dating apps, she ended up matching with a really old veteran of life. It turned out he was a deeply shady but powerful figure. Having no willpower or connections of her own, she couldn't escape from him. I heard they're even talking about marriage now. But of course, I have no way of knowing what really happened to her. A few days later, I was once again facing Kaori.
I've told you many times, but my decision to poach you was based entirely on your skills.
Yes, thank you.
But, well, as I kept talking to you, I realized it wasn't just about work anymore. I tried desperately to hide it, but I just couldn't lie to my own feelings anymore. Your smile, it's just so cute, and
I feel the same way. Erie's smile is the light that saves the world. No, saves my heart.
Mr. Kagura? Since when were you there?
Right from the part where you were confessing your love to Kaori. I got so jealous I just had to pop out.
interrupting us like this. I don't care if you're my boss. This is unforgivable.
It seems Kaori's statistical analysis that Mr. Kagura would absolutely like me was spot on. All her behind-the-scenes efforts went down the drain. Now, those two are throwing even more sparks at each other than before. Those days of being isolated at work were truly lonely, even for an adult. But even so, I'm now living a life I couldn't even imagine back then.
And I was finally trying to convey my feelings.
Kaori,
Huh?
I've actually always been captivated by your beautiful smile too.
Huh?
What about me, Yuri? How's my smile? Cute and pretty, right?
This present I have now is undoubtedly thanks to these people. Thanks to those who truly saw me. Even if you aren't publicly praised, there's always someone watching over you from somewhere. And maybe, just realizing that is what gives people the strength to keep doing their best tomorrow.
Hello, Brittany here. Guess what? Love Koi is almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you click that subscribe button and help us reach our goal. Woo!